Let's take a look at a couple of terrible fathers, shall we? I'm showing my inappropriate Halloween costume to my dad. Now, Don, why exactly are we taking offense to the father in this situation? Wouldn't we be normally criticizing this hoe right here for having her tits out at Halloween? It's just, it is what it is. They do what they do, and hey man, if I'm here to criticize Halloween costumes, I'd be no better than, just some stuck-up leftist on a Yale college ground, okay? Like, that's the way it is. Thoughts are gonna thought. But I think it's fairly obvious to point out that father kind of failed in this situation. In fact, that she's even thinking of dressing like that in any form or fashion, going out like that with her tits all blued up with silicone. It's pretty obvious the spot as well. Going out as the sexy devil with a skirt so short I could just about see her clitoris. And the fact that she is so emboldened and brazen to show it off to her father just goes to show you that this dude was not at all a strong masculine presence in her life, instilling self-respect, strong boundaries, and a good moral compass. I'm sure he's failed on a multitude of different levels, but we'll read through the story here and hopefully you can learn something from this. A devil in a red dress, social media siren, and another thing, okay? If your daughter is out there being super famous on the fucking internet, sorry about that. That's another big X in the fucking box of being a failed father. But let me caveat that for a second, okay? I need to walk that back just a little bit, okay? If she's out there on social media using it as an advertising tool in order to further her wares or something like that, that's totally fine. If she's using it to market her business or her business products, that's fine. But if she's just being a hoe out there on the internet, like, come on. We don't even need to do an Instagram review on Saori Flynn. We already know what we're going to find out there. Okay, come on. If she's already posting that out there, we know that she ain't fucking knitting. But she's probably off to go see some knitting enthusiast, a knitter, as it were, is under digital fire for traumatizing her unsuspecting father with her hellishly revealing Halloween costume. You can probably expect that this dude's probably seen even worse stuff, okay? Some size 15 or 16 basketball shoes out front and incessant banging coming from her bedroom. I'm just saying, like, this dude's probably seen some shit. Safe to say he doesn't approve. Flynn from Dublin, Ireland, penned the caption of the trending TikTok clip she shared with her more than 30,000 followers. Social media siren with 30,000 followers. That's what qualifies at this point. And on TikTok, nonetheless, because I have no idea how TikTok works. I don't want to know how TikTok works, but I know that you can amass a following very quickly with very little effort. All you need is just a quick call to Dr. Miami to get a couple of pumps on the old air hose and maybe some fat scooped from your stomach off to your butt, and you'll be a social media siren in no time flat. The viral video, which scared up a staggering 1.8 million views. 1.8 million views, 300,000 followers. Make that one make sense. The badass brunette. Why are you simping for this bitch? She's never going to see you, okay? Let's put this dude on blast. Asia Grace. Might be a dude, might be a chick. She is never going to touch your dick or clitoris. Just go ahead and fill in the appropriate. Anyways, pose in a crimson skin-tight dress with pelvis-high slit. It's probably only the second largest slit. And plunging neckline. No, it's basically... It all intersects at the fucking belt line. Let's keep it a buck. Pointy devil horns and thigh-high red boots because, yeah, exactly. If you couldn't be told enough by the boots that this dude, sorry, she's just taking applications, but this hoe ain't out here to get dick down. I don't know what else, okay? Making suspenders a fashion statement again. Pointy, thigh-high boots, underworldly look. No, she's just a hoe. A nefarious Flynn then slinked over to the foyer of her home and asked her dad, who appeared to have just arrived home after a long day of work, so what do you think of my Halloween costume? Shit's haram. You should have a outward-facing lock on her door and then tell her to come out in another year's time. Abdul, get the rocks. But instead of voicing his opinion on her sinfully skimpy frock, really? The seemingly overtaxed and disappointed man just walked away saying, I'm not even going to comment on that. That's probably what he's done throughout his life, and she probably like, oh my god, my dad is just so supportive. Oh, but they're also Irish. Oh, my dad has always been so supportive of what I'm doing. But the fact that she has such the impetus to openly disrespect a guy who, let's keep it a book, she's probably still living under his roof. And for females, there's nothing wrong with that. But if she's honestly dressing like this for Halloween, she's probably, like, her day-to-day dress is probably not too dissimilar to that. Now I'm kind of interested to just see her Instagram to just put it out there, but I think we already know what we're going to expect anyways. Do you not like it? She questioned to the man. When I see it on you, then I'll say, fine. Her dad's response indicated that he felt the dress or lack thereof rendered her practically naked. Yeah, exactly. Should have been met with a turn off the phone. No more recording. We're going to have a conversation about this right fucking now. You're not dressing like this. If you want to advertise your asshole for the world, I didn't raise you to be like that. This is disgusting. This is despicable. I raised you better than this. You're walking outside to ask to catch a DV case, and I am not about it. Flynn ended the clip with sounds of her laughing at his disapproval, just openly disrespecting her father. Oh my fucking god. Like, my guy has failed multiple times over. But video viewers didn't find her stunt funny. You disrespected your dad. It's unbelievable. Wow, I would never wear this in front of my dad. I wouldn't, yeah. I'll get back to what I was going to say there in a second. We'll just finish the comments. My dad would have come, back from the dead to punch my head in if I wore that. That's a little bit more, upright and honest. Others sympathized with Flynn's father for being subject of the daughter's wickedly sexy skit. Just a bunch of fucking simps that are out there. Oh my god, he looks so good. He's traumatized. You can see the shock on his face. I'm sad for this man. Part of me thinks that it might be a bit of a stunt, but she's clearly already previously put in the legwork. But if she had the audacity to do this in the first place, this dude fucked up. Kind of like this, because we can see this shit play out in real fucking time. I was shamed for letting my daughters dress like streetwalkers to the homecoming. Yeah, and that's not going to be the only thing that's coming. If you let them dress in fucking cocktail dresses to go out, what the fuck is wrong with fathers and their weak frame these days, okay? The fact that he's standing there and posing for this picture with fucking Simone Biles face, yeah, and then just I understand that's probably a screenshot or something like that, but doing blowjob face too on the internet, the fuck is wrong with you? God damn it, man, you're a fucking father. You're not supposed to be these bitches' friends. You're supposed to be the leader in these foundational relationships. Christ all fucking mighty. And like I said at the beginning, this is nothing. This is what? Modern society. They're friends, okay? This is what women are told to do. They're supposed to be sexually liberated to fuck with all of the consequences of what I dress in. This is the easy way to go. Get your cooch out there, get your ass out on display, fucking hang your tits out there, and then just try to go out there and find a good man who's going to take you seriously for your fucking brains and all of your personality. Meanwhile, totally disregard that I'm leaving a pussy imprint on the fucking couch seats when I go and stand up to mix myself another fucking drink. What are we doing? Just the failure of fathers, and then them acquiescing to their daughter's frame. This is why society's as fucked up as it is. Weak men raised by weak fathers end up raising hoeing daughters, and I'm not gonna hear the fucking contrary opinion, because that's what this is, okay? Is there any doubt in anybody's mind that once those girls turn of age, they aren't going to be selling their buttholes for $10 a month? If they're already dressing like this, going to the homecoming, okay? I guess the best thing that you can hope for is that they'll only be selling fucking feet pics on the internet. Instead of coming back with their shoes in their hand and Chad or Tyrone's kids in fucking 9 months' time. Unbelievable. Florida father was shamed for letting his teenage daughters wear inappropriate and provocative dresses to the high school homecoming event. You goddamn right. News 6 Orlando's cuck, anchor Matt Austin took to Facebook earlier this month to share a photo of himself cuddled with his 2 daughters before headed to the function. My daughters look a little too good on homecoming night. What the fuck? Are you pimping your daughters out, you fucking creep? The proud dad wrote beneath the snaps of his girls in scantily outfits. Believe it or not, they are even more beautiful on the inside. Literally, that sounds like a pimpin' ad. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Austin, who boasts a large social media following, that sucks, was immediately inundated with comments from fans who claimed the dresses were not appropriate for the girls to wear. Sad to think that it's okay to send the young ladies out with everything showing. Yeah, no. Like, it's very obvious with the previous article that we looked at with the chick with, she's the sexy devil with her tits and her ass and her cooch hanging out. Those are starter dresses for pump and dump material. Like, sure, oh yeah, you might be selling them as being, they're just real beautiful, they're good girls on the inside. guess what? You might have the best book imaginable, but if that cover is shit, nobody's gonna take it seriously. That is what's going on right here. You're a fucking soft father. Hey man, somebody's got to reconcile with this because obviously nobody has told you that before. Austin did not disclose the exact age of his daughters. It really doesn't matter, man. They're in on or around 20. But stated one is in her senior year while the other is a freshman. Oh, gross. Why? Fucking obvious. Don't even want to go down that road. But the fact one's going to be shipped off to college next year and you're already letting them go out in cocktail dresses like that, and then the other one's just going to have the pick of the litter going through high school over the next 4 years. It's just a sad state of fucking fatherhood in 2022, I guess. Yay for pieces of shit like me, but I'm not happy about this. I would rather there be just a nice polite society where everybody just, had hooked up with their high school crush, okay, just ended up getting that nice house with the white picket fence, but we don't live in that society right now, okay? And me saying, oh man, these dads need to be better for their daughters, just so that, and then there needs to be Captain Save-A-Ho coming around the corner making sure that these girls are taken care of. No, I'm not going to do that, okay? If I see something like that rolling through the club, just the one that's legally of age, okay? No, we'll just use this instead, okay? I see a piece of shit like this fucking walk through the club and it's like, yeah, guess what, boys? Game is fucking on. Because I can tell you a little bit of a story. Somebody looked just about the exact same as that, okay? At a bowling alley a few years ago, I was out with my friends, and it's a group of friends that I've subsequently left a long time ago. Different story for another time. But no, they were looking over. It's like, oh my god, that girl in the fucking the devil outfit's so hot, and she was wearing obviously those goofy fucking bowling shoes and all that stuff, but still had similar attire, okay? She had the light up horns and all that stuff, and she was what, like, about yay tall, so about 5'2" or whatever. I made some bowling remark, and I can't remember, okay? What was first, okay? She terrible bowler, because obviously a girl and whatever. But it's like, yeah, she had the tits hanging out and all that stuff and whatever. And her party were a couple of lanes over, and I was looking over and somebody was, they were bowling, okay? There was like, whatever it was, 5 or 6 guys over there in that part, just women and men, okay? Guys, just for the sake of the conversation, just over there at their party. Somebody ended up with a 7-10 split or whatever the fuck it was, one pin. It was a split nonetheless, okay? In order for the joke to be made, okay? And then I just lean over and it's like, because everybody in my party over there, a couple of girls, a few guys over there as well, and they're like, oh my god, what are you gonna say? And then I just lean over and it's like, that's not the only split that you see over there at that lane now, is there? And it was so obvious at that time, okay? They were dancing around, they were making assholes out of themselves, going back and forth between the bar and the lane, and of course it elicited a bit of a chuckle out there, and of course, yeah, she looks over and she's all pissed off about that. So I just wait until she goes back to the bar to, fetch some more drinks for everybody. And I just go and get, some water for myself or whatever. Inconsequential, obviously. Get up there and it's like, excuse me, miss, you're supposed to leave the balls back at the aisle up there. You're not supposed to be smuggling them in your shirt, and thank you for the water. And she just gets so mad and pissy and stuffy, and it's like, what an asshole you are. And it's like, no, that's nice. I can also see yours too when you go and you throw the ball down the lane too. Shout out to your uncle. It's like, you're such a fucking asshole. And it's like, yeah, no, I got a game to roll, but you keep playing your cards right like that, and you can tell me that later. And I get back to my group, and then they're like, oh, what'd you say to her? And then I just, recant the story a bit. And then when it was time to go, we ended up playing a couple more games, and they were still, at their lane over there, just dicking around, doing semi-coherent, semi-lucid frat girl, drunk girl shit. And then at the front where you have to take off all your shoes, okay, there's our group shoes, and there's a couple of other group shoes, and then there's these long thigh-high boots, and it's like, I wonder whose shoes belong to who. And then I just go back up to the till for a second, okay? Because we've been there a few different times. It used to be our place to go hang out and, bowl and whatever. I never got any good or anything like that, so don't even bother asking. I asked for a little piece of paper and a pencil or a pen or something like that. And I ended up getting a pencil, and I was like, I just scribbled down my name and my number, put it in the long boot, and long story short, her name was Emily, and it was a fun time while it lasted. But besides that trip down memory lane, these girls have been out here on the streets for a long time at this point, because that was a few years ago, okay? We'll have more stories for another time, but girls like this, they're common, man. Should it be the other way around, where you have the white picket fence, your high school crush, okay, every man and every woman has a 1 or a 2 body count, and then they just all live happily together because they're all just perfectly pair bonded? Yes, in an ideal world, but you got to deal with the situations as they were. Either these women get raised in single parent households, or with, you know, a simp cuck father like they have here, just allowing their daughters to grow up in a certain society and a certain culture of hoedom, and they just look down at the ground, or they're like, no, I'm a strong man, and I just know I'm a secure man to just go out there and let my girls look like hoes, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're right, there isn't anything I can do about it to stop that, but I sure as fuck can capitalize on your terrible parenting capacities. If you don't want your daughters to end up dressing like this for Halloween and God knows what else they do throughout the year, because I'm sure she'll have wonderful exposés for Easter, Thanksgiving, because something's going to need to be stuffed here in about a month. Christmas, something with, I'm sure, little Christmas tree ornaments, and God only knows what she's going to do with the candy cane. Easter, and all of that other shit. I'm sure she's a wonderful follow. Or instead of enforcing boundaries out there on his daughters, and telling them to go and be nice, feminine women. But to be a feminine woman, you don't need to show off, okay, all of your lady bits. We know it's all fine, okay? It's all there. It's all great. It's fantastic. But you can show less and get, or I'm sorry, you don't have to show less in order to receive more attention, okay? You can leave a little bit to the imagination. Guys, legitimately, okay, this is what guys want, okay? I think I can talk for the male population here for a second. Guys don't take girls like that seriously. Simps do, yeah, for sure, 100%. They think that they can go out there and they can save the stripper. Oh, you don't have to be on that pole anymore, sweetheart. You can continue to drive her home every night. I'm sure one day you'll catch her slipping and you'll be able to just get that crumb of pussy that you're after. But no, if they had classical dresses, okay, ones that go at the knee, a little below the knee. I'm not calling for a return to traditionalism, okay? You don't need to have the fucking, lace frills at the bottom and the fucking tablecloth pattern, okay? You don't need to be doing that. There are tasteful dresses that are down there, okay? Save that shit, save that amount of skin for the man that you're taking seriously. Because if you don't, hey man, guys are just going to look at that and just rub their hands and know that, hey, guess what? Their fucking weekend, it's all of a sudden it's getting booked up. But then after that, and it's like, bitch, who the fuck are you? Pumped and dumped and run through. But hey, guess what? My dad was a good dad because he didn't tell me what I could and couldn't do. Nah, man, don't be trying to be your kid's best friend, okay? There's a hierarchy for a reason, and if you don't enforce that, well, you can just go outside and take a look, because there's a lot of people out there. Those streets are cold, but they are still full at the end of the day. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.